What's up everybody and welcome back to what I guess is another episode of my 5 favorite mods. This originally was never intended to be a series. I put out this video just kind of what my 5 favorite mods were, and I thought it would just stay that way for a while. I realize that's not very realistic. What my 5 favorite mods are is consistently changing. Sometimes it's going to older mods and other times it is some of the newer releases. Plus, if you actually look at my channel, a lot of the content is time irrelevant. A lot of the mods I do showcase you are only newly released, which isn't really fair because some of the older mods are also getting updates and still remaining pretty cool in today's game. So for that reason, I try to put these out once a month just to keep things nice and sweet and look back on some of the other mods that I'm still playing, even though there's still great ones coming out each and every day. With all that being said, let's just jump right into it. So the first mod I'm going to show you probably comes at no surprise, that being the PIP-Pad. This has been one of the hot new releases. It came out a few weeks ago now, and honestly I've been enjoying this mod since its release. It adds in a replacement for the Pip-Boy in the PIP-Pad, which really is just a great improvement. I use this in all of my saves, and I don't know what it is about it, but it is just so much nicer to use the Pip-Pad over the Pip-Boy. It definitely looks nicer, and it just makes it a more enjoyable experience to have to go through those menus. I don't know if that's just kind of like, oh, this cool new thing that came out and it's going to wear off after a while. But regardless, almost a month later now, this is still one of my favorite mods, and I think it's going to remain so for quite a while. So another pretty hot file that is going to come as no surprise to many of you, that being the China Lake and the Holorifle. This is one of the newest mods in this video. It only came out a few days ago, but I was really anticipating this one sheerly for the unique factor of it, adding in both the normal China Lake and then the modified variant in the Holorifle. I think that's a really cool concept, as I've said in many videos, and I really like the execution as well. Getting the weapon in game, it truly feels like it lived up to my expectations with the custom sounds, the custom animations, and even just some of the finer details, like each of the ammo types have to be individually crafted. It doesn't feel stupendously overpowered, and honestly it is just a joy to use. This is definitely a weapon you're going to continue to see in my videos, simply because again it is so much fun to use, and I think it just looks pretty cool. We don't have too many mods that add in explosives or even beam rifles into Fallout 4, and then getting one that adds both in is pretty remarkable, that not even accounting for the nostalgia factor that does come with the Holorifle. So then we do have Horizon. This is a survival overhaul for Fallout 4. It makes a number of changes to the way survival works in the game, and obviously since it's on this video, I think they make some very good changes. I did do a few live streams of Horizon a few months ago, and I do plan to do more content with this. I'm waiting on a few more updates to come out, and once it hits that 1.0 version, and also just as a side note, should be coming to Xbox One relatively soon. More or less what this aims to do is really overhaul survival mode, as I did say. It takes on a bunch of the problems many people had with the mode, and attacks them in what I think are very good and intuitive ways. I'm not necessarily a fan of just the super high damage mode in Fallout 4 where you get one shot by enemies. Although that's definitely interesting and a cool way to play, it really wasn't for me, and that's why I kind of liked Horizon a little bit more. Instead of enemies maybe doing twice as much damage as they would in vanilla survival mode, in Horizon there's just less healing items. For example, in order to fix your limbs you have to go to a doctor. And on top of that, there's a number of economy changes as well. Different things are more expensive, weapons are balanced differently, and definitely one of my favorite aspects is the way settlements work. It now is a much more integrated part of the game and something that really is practical to do. Setting up a good settlement will start to pay dividends, which I feel like definitely is not there in Fallout 4. As I did say, I do plan on making some more Horizon content in the future. I'm just waiting for the 1.0 update, and then I'm going to compile a nice mod list and hopefully create a series out of it. So next up we do have the Gamma Grenade. This is a mod that I only just covered, but I really like this mod. At first glance you might be like, why would a new grenade be so notable to you? And frankly, because it's so different. We don't have too many grenades that look totally different and honestly look this cool. It isn't currently available for the level list, although that is a feature that is coming in one of the coming updates. I personally like mods that expand different parts of the Fallout 4 universe, kind of flesh out the game a little bit more. One of those is gamma weaponry. We have a few gamma weapons, but it's not as expansive as maybe the laser or even plasma weapons. This is only adding in one grenade, but I feel like it really just makes the gamma category of things a little bit larger, and I really like that. For that reason, it obviously is pretty lore friendly, and even beyond all that, if you look at the close-ups of this again, it does just look so good. There's definitely a lot of time and effort put into modeling and texturing this thing, and I think it came out amazingly. So last but certainly not least is the Canine Harness. So this is a pretty old mod, you probably have seen this one before. I just really found myself going back to this one as we don't have a ton of companion mods for Fallout 4. Ellen has been my favorite companion for quite a while, and you'll see her in some of my older videos. I did really enjoy using her for a good few months there, but honestly just using Dogmeat as my companion has kind of been my go-to as of late, and I feel like vanilla Dogmeat's a little too boring, so using him with the Canine Harness makes him still feel a little bit special. It's just that little extra bit of modding that makes it feel a little bit different, a little bit cooler than vanilla, but not changing things all too much. If you've never seen this before, basically what it adds in is a canine harness for dog meat. It has a ton of different color customization options. You could have different camos, different flat colors, and even beyond that, you could have patches for whatever faction you are aligned with, whether that be the Brotherhood, the NCR. You have quite a few different options there, so you can make it kind of friendly to your roleplay or really just your playthrough in general. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for this episode of my 5 favorite mods. As always, I thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments down below, what mods have you been enjoying lately? I'd especially love to hear mods that maybe aren't as kind of mainstream as some of the other ones that didn't come out in the past week that are super hot. I know I have a few of those on this list, but regardless, these are my 5 favorite as of late. As always, again, I thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.